And going through warm-ups, trying to get into a little groove here before the tip-off. Welcome, everybody, to the day we've all been looking forward to. The start of a new NBA season on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and two Hall of Famers. Doris Burke here at the table, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. Here's what the Houston Rockets schedule looks like. On Friday, they'll defend home court against the Memphis Grizzlies. Then on Saturday, they'll be matching up with Chris Paul and the San Antonio Spurs.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
And a look at the starters for the Hornets. The guard spots filled in by Ball and Miller. Miles Bridges is out there with Mark Williams. And it's Okogie in at the 3 spot. And for Houston, the post pair form, it'll be Smith and Şengün. Thompson and Green are the guard pair. And it's Whitmore in at the 3, the small forward. So the Hornets win the tip. And this season's still very young. Greg, what are you looking forward to this year?
Well, Kevin, I'm always interested in the rookies, seeing which guys step up. The leap to the NBA can be a huge one, so you never know what will happen with some of these young players.
And Thompson slams it home.
Rocketing off the deck. Thompson showing that youthful exuberance.
Ball against Thompson. Here's Ball from the arc. Out to Bridges. Offline with his 3. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
I was able to talk with Ime Udoka for a minute. In talking to Coach, he discussed the hidden talents of LaMelo Ball. Coach said he's still a young player in this league, but we can't take that lightly. We've seen what he's done to soft defenses. We need to be physical. So we'll see if that defense tightens up for them. Guys?
Thank you, David. Here's Miller. The Rockets making the shot. Just 5 on the clock. Ball, no good. GA, if you look back at the Rockets' history, so many all-time greats have spent time there.
Yeah, it's an impressive list, right? Olajuwon, Moses Malone, Calvin Murphy, and Harden. Houston's well represented in the Hall of Fame.
Now Thompson, following the miss by LaMelo Ball from deep. Took the opportunity when he saw it.
Oh, not even thinking about it. When Green is catching and firing like that, you know he's feeling it.
Now here's Williams, and stolen by Thompson. Here's Şengün, and he goes big with the dunk right over LaMelo Ball.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You want to continue to build on this lead. Right now, still a little too close for comfort.
On the wing, Bridges, covered by Smith. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Well, Doris, there's no question Miles Bridges is a talented scorer out on the wing.
You are exactly right, Kevin. This is a young man capable of putting up 20 points per game on a nightly basis. Now I want to see Bridges take strides as a defender. He has to show more commitment on that end of the floor. You want to contest this guy's shot, but you absolutely don't want to send him to the line. He will make you pay.
The drive by Thompson. Bridges with some nice defense.
Well, we love his ability to attack the rim. He just loses a little bit of focus and misses the chippy.
Pass the ball. And there's Bridges on the assist from Ball.
Oh, it's exactly what you want to see from Miles Bridges. Assert himself, use that frame to convert through contact.
Thompson outside, to the wing on the left, to the paint. Whitmore finds Smith. Now Thompson. Going inside. Smith, no luck. Miller with the ball. Now Green defending. Ball, the pass to Williams. Bridges against Thompson. And there's the call on Amen Thompson.
First personal foul.
That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Here is Williams. Pass to Miller. Down low. Lock at 6. And Williams with the stuff.
And you can put Miller on either side of that pick and roll action. He has a terrific IQ.
Şengün with a screen on ball. And it's Green with the jam.
And credit the screen for giving him the space he needed to get to the rim.
For sure, GA allows him to come in with the sledgehammer.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
And Thompson sends it back. Driving the lane, and Thompson throws it down.
Tenacious on the attack. Thompson is fantastic at finding lanes to the basket.
Hornets trail by 5. And timeout is called by Charles Lee. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly.
Here they come, your Punch City, Texas.
Houston with a big group substitution here. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Şengün. Tari Eason comes in for Jabari Smith. Brooks checked in for Whitmore. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Thompson. So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Williams. Grant Williams comes in for Josh Okogie. Smith checked in for Miller. And it's Trey Mann in for Ball. 1:37 left to play in the first quarter. Pass to Green, launches it, and the rebound by Nurkic.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's Smith. It's rebounded by Houston.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, the new leadership in Charlotte has made it clear that it's not going in for quick fixes. The goal is sustained success, building with youth and development. Call it roster flexibility or a blank slate. But with some promising young players and more health, there's nowhere to go but up. Kevin?
Health is huge. That's the hope. Hey, David, thank you. Now, here's Bridges. Following the miss by Fred VanVleet. Here's Mann. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. Houston leading by 3. VanVleet attacking. Pass to Eason. Back to VanVleet. Outside, Green. Wide open shot is on the money. Green's got 7 points.
He is now 3 for 4 to start this game. Clearly, the confidence is already building.
Bridges inside. Brooks covering. Nurkic a screen on VanVleet. Mann passes to Williams. Drills the three-pointer.
Williams, point 3.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Rockets ahead, up 2. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Toyota Center. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. Let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Rockets, guys.
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
And why wouldn't they? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
So on the floor for Charlotte to start this second quarter. All out there with Trey Mann. And it's Smith. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Williams at the power forward position.
Let the big fella eat. Şengün just doing his thing down low.
Incredible for his age. The decision-making of Şengün GA is very impressive.
So calm when he sees a double coming. Reads and reacts with ease when he's on the block or at the nail. Reminds you of a young Jokic with how he sees the game.
The shot by Williams, no good. Rockets leading by 4. VanVleet with it. Now guarded by Nurkic. VanVleet gets to Şengün. Back to Van Vliet. Fires the three. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Well, I mean, listen, Fred Van Vliet, you can practically close his eyes. That's how comfortable he is out on the arc.
Out to Smith. Nurkic setting the pick for Smith. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Smith's got his first 3 points of the game. We're closing in on 2 minutes played here in the second quarter. And that one's good. Brooks.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
And so it's Charles Lee calling timeout, looking for a breather, and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about. Jabari Smith, he's jacked in for Houston. Amen Thompson comes in for Tari Eason. Charlotte also making some changes. Rick Williams is checked in for Nurkic, and Miller's subbed in for Smith. Now, here's ball. Nothing on the board. Miller, the pass to Williams. It's rebounded by Şengün.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And Thompson slams it home.
And he's got rocket ship-like takeoff. Thompson can flat out fly.
On our AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you just saw an explosive highlight. Now here's Williams. Here's Miller. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Miller against Thompson. Takes it inside. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. That's on Mark Williams.
A little artistry in the painted area, converting against the size.
Some guys just relish the challenge. Find a way, and he does.
Houston shooting their first foul shot of the night. Some changes for Charlotte. Bridges comes in for Williams. And Okogie subbed in for Trey Mann. Thompson no good on the free throw. I'm told now by our producer, do we have him, guys? Okay, we do. We have a call coming in from Shams Charania. Shams, thanks for joining us. What do you have?
Well, guys, teams are all grappling with this new CBA, especially the dreaded second apron. Fans possibly unclear on what it means. Honestly, even front offices are still navigating the complexities of the new restrictions. But basically, it has become harder for teams to spend big and acquire new players under the current systems. We'll see, guys, how this impacts everyone moving forward.
Something to keep an eye on, no doubt. All right, Shams, thanks a lot. So it's the Hornets now, following the score by Houston. And Fred Van Vliet is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Houston making some changes. Cam Whitmore, he's checked in for Brooks. And Jalen Green subbed in for Fred Van Vliet. Now here is Miller. Good work defensively by Smith. Thompson, high post. He's against Miller. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Smith with a screen on Miller. And stolen by Miller. Bridges deciding where to go with it. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Bridges has got his second bucket tonight.
Wow, how about the in-between game? Get to the mid-range if you're Miles Bridges and take advantage.
Pass to Green. Jacks up a three. It's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got his fourth assist with that last one here tonight. Hey, DB, we don't see a lot of them, but from what you have seen and heard, what can the Charlotte Hornets do better to improve their overall game?
Well, I think one of the things you have to look at is what are they doing successful on the offensive end and what are their weaknesses? One of the weaknesses is drawing fouls and getting opportunities at the free throw line. To me, Kev, the best teams do a good job of getting easy points, whether in transition or at the charity stripe.
Fred Van Vliet is checked in for Alperen Şengün. The Hornets also with a sub. Man's checked in. Pass to Okogie. Miller, right side. The Rockets pull it in. And this matchup with Charlotte, first game of the NBA season for them.
And in their 2 matchups last season, they came up empty both times. Not really too shocking when you see how they fared overall.
Now Thompson, after Jalen Green's three-pointer that didn't go. Just 4 to shoot. Van Vliet wide open. No good on the 3. Hornets trail by 12. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. Jalen Green has shown he's capable of carrying a team offensively. He said, "It feels good knowing that my teammates believe in me to do that. I've had to learn a lot of things to grow, but that's what I work for. I want to be one of those guys that you give the ball to in crunch time." Kevin, I always want to give the mic to you in crunch time. Back to you.
You are an unselfish playmaker. I appreciate that. By the way, Green can be electric and so fun to watch. Hey, DA, thanks. And here we go. Fast break, and Whitmore's got it. Stolen. Here's Miller, and Miller throws it down hard.
Oh, easy money for Miller. He just generates offense.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Thompson right side. And Smith with the stuff.
Taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. And it's Thompson with the jam.
This one has been all about Ahmed Thompson, a freakish athlete. When he gets rolling, there's just not much a defender can do.
For 3, Bridges. And the last-second attempt does not go in for him. And so it's Houston. 13 points up at the end of the period. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. Right back after this break.
Hello, everybody. We're here to break it all down, and through the first half of play, it's a very commanding lead for the Houston Rockets.
I love their game plan. Work the rock inside until someone stops it.
It's a simple, direct strategy, Shaq. And when you can pull it off, it gives you a multitude of options offensively.
Now let's take a moment here for a look at the upcoming schedule.
You take a look at the Hornets. Like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah, everyone starts out undefeated. It is a hopeful time of year for everybody. Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You know, Ahmed Thompson has been exceptional here tonight, guys.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
I don't know that you necessarily think of him as someone who's going to create for others, but boy, all night he's been willing to make the extra pass.
Rockets leading by 13. The post pair form, it'll be Smith and Şengün. Thompson and Green are the guard pair. And it's Whitmore in at the 3 spot. And that's the group in there for Ime Udoka as we begin the second half.
And when he gets downhill, Whitmore is a force.
And so it's Ball who brings the ball up for the Charlotte Hornets. They've got the Hawks ahead of them in their next game, and it's in Atlanta. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. Bridges outside. No good from outside. Houston's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3 ball here. An even 3-on-3 break. Ball from long range. The Rockets pull it in. Thompson's got 5 rebounds tonight.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
No one near Smith as he lets it go. Off target from 3-point range. Hornets trail by 15. Here's Bridges, and stolen by Thompson. Here's the break. And he goes right over Miles Bridges and slams it down.
And boy, he gets a great jump on the rest of the field there. Just leaves him behind.
You love the awareness, the decisiveness. Great job there.
And timeout is called by Charles Lee. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. Now we have a chance. Let's take a look at the teams that led the NBA in rebounding last season. The Rockets 4th.
Boy, their rebounding last year was phenomenal. Great fundamentals, aggressive to the ball. That helped them pull down a lot of second chances.
Williams passes to Okogie. Back to Williams. And it's Williams finishing it off.
Well, the problem is they haven't gotten production from any other spot. But right now, this guy is cooking.
Houston leading by 15. Thompson outside. Pass to Green. Şengün with the screen for Green. And here is Şengün. They kick it out to Green. The 3. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. When you look at the game of Mark Williams, Doris, what impresses you the most?
Well, probably his size and athleticism. That combination makes him an immediate fit. He understands which shots to take on the offensive end, seems to have a great feel for how to position himself on the defensive end and how to mix it up on the glass.
Green. And the rebound goes to the Hornets. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
I'll tell you, your Miles Bridges, you take the easy shots inside when you get them.
Houston's gone 0-2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Thompson looking for an opening. Şengün finds Thompson. Smith inside. He's against Bridges. They grab their own miss and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And he's no small presence inside. Smith, a handful for defenders in the painted area.
The Rockets have started out 0-1 from the line, missing their only other attempt early, and he makes the first. And Doris, a new era began in Charlotte after Michael Jordan's departure as owner in 2023.
And Kevin, with that ownership change, there's always a transition period, and it may take a while for the Hornets to find success, but there are some reasons for optimism, and you begin with the young point guard.
Good on the shot.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Şengün passes to Thompson. 6 on the shot clock. Houston needs to get a shot. Bridges with the steal. Driving in. He gets it in there. Bridges got 10.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Şengün with the screen on Miller. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
We see this night in and night out. Thompson uses his size and elevation to make tough shots in the paint.
This is his second attempt at the line tonight.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
Fred VanVleet is checked in for Dylan Brooks. Of course, we're in the world now of super agencies, which consolidate player representation. do you think?
Kev, I think obviously it gives some more power to the players because of the bargaining leverage. But for player movement, does it give more power to the big market teams? We're going to have to watch this unfold.
And there's the call on Mark Williams. That's foul number 2 for him. So for the Rockets, Tari Eason comes in for Şengün. And Brooks subbed in for Smith. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for the Hornets. Smith comes in for Ball. Now here's Green. 10 points for him. Pass to Thompson. Kicks it out to Van Vliet. From downtown. And the rebound by Nurkic. Hornets trail by 14. Back to Smith. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. Smith's got his second basket of the night. 1:02 left in the third. Brooks setting the pick for Thompson. Green left side. Brooks outside. The Rockets with another miss. And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the Hornets. Pass to man. Here's Bridges. Nurkic's screen on Brooks. Here's Bridges. Now Nurkic. And stolen by Thompson. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. And it's in there. And the Rockets lead by 14.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Now here is Smith. He has 5. It's stolen by Eason. Brooks for 3. Goes back up. Shot by Eason, no good. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Rockets lead by 14. And we're coming right back after this break to get the 4th quarter underway. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And on the court for Charlotte as we start the 4th. Smith is out there with Grant Williams. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. Then it's Ball, and it's man in at the 2-guard spot. Rockets leading by 14. Şengün inside. He's guarded by Nurkic. Şengün with the bucket.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Now, here's Ball. Pass to Smith. Fires from deep. Rockets with the rebound. Eason's got his 4th rebound in this one. Şengün drives in. And the rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 5 rebounds tonight. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for the Rockets.
They've been running away from the defense all game. I mean, loads of points here off the fast break, and the opposition just hasn't been able to adjust to that aggressive play style.
I think it's also important we have to acknowledge how many scoring opportunities they've created from their spectacular defense, getting a bunch of points off turnovers.
Thompson, he's checked in for the Rockets. Miller's checked in for the Hornets. Smith hits them both. A few possessions into the 4th quarter, just over a minute played. And here's Thompson. Inside, here's Şengün. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It's going to be on Brandon Miller. Charlotte making a switch here. And checked in.
Personal foul. First team foul. At the line for one. Alfred Shinko.
The free throw dropped for Şengün.
Competitive, selfless, and a high basketball IQ. Şengün with the traits every coach loves.
Pass the ball. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. That one on Thompson. LaMelo Ball came in like a storm into this NBA, Doris, but hasn't been able to stay healthy since.
It's so true, Kevin, and that's unfortunate because the skill is apparent every time he plays. He's a game changer with his size and his playmaking. The NBA is better off because of the flair and the style he brings when he is healthy.
Now, here's Şengün. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, I absolutely love the way this guy has controlled the pace tonight. They've been able to play the style they want.
And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Pass to Nurkic. The jump hook. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
And such a polished player near the basket. Nurkic feels comfortable taking those in-close shots.
Now, here's Thompson. It drops. That's his 9th field goal of the contest. A blistering hot 9 for 11.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Here's Nurkic. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Well, you love the competitiveness you get nightly from Yusuf Nurkic. The other thing you love is commitment to team, willing to back up teammates.
For the Rockets, Smith checked in for Fred VanVleet. Cam Whitmore comes in for Tari Eason. And Jalen Green subbed in for Brooks. And then for Charlotte, Miles Bridges comes in for Williams. And Okogie subbed in for Trey Mann.
Miles Bridges. 3rd personal foul. 2nd team foul.
Williams is checked in for the Hornets.
For Houston, Jabari Smith.
And the free throw, no good.
And something that's already interesting about Jabari Smith is his versatility, scoring from beyond the arc or at the mid-range. He can get points a number of ways. +8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And Şengün throws it down.
Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
Hornets trail by 21. Miller outside. Charlotte moving the ball around. Here's Okogie. The Rockets pull it in. Here's Thompson. And Thompson throws it down.
Oh, fantastic dunk. And he hangs around up there just for a little camera time.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to land awkwardly. Who knows? But there he is, and we see it very clearly. And so it's Charles Lee calling timeout. He's not taking any chances and wants to huddle him up right away. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Miller kicks the ball. That's good. It's Miller with the assist.
With the size he brings to the guard position, you love to see LaMelo assert himself down low.
Thompson outside. Outside, Green. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
And so here's Charlotte following Jalen Green's 3. Here's Bridges, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
This is what we call highly efficient play. Working off the screen, getting to the cup.
Şengün with a screen on Miller. Here's Whitmore. And the action on hold as it appears there's been an injury. Yep, he's definitely in a bad way out there right now. Tough to see.
And I'll tell you, this is something you never like to see.
No, obviously something that, every player fears. The NBA has made player safety a priority, but injuries continue to happen.
A new lineup here for Houston. So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. 1:37 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Pass to Eason. Shot clock at 5. Over Green. And misses it off the right side of the rim. The Hornets have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Rockets.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Amen Thompson.
What a selfless effort tonight. He's done such a great job finding guys in their appropriate spots.
So a whole new group on the floor now for Charlotte. Van Vliet with it. And it's Brooks in the corner. Shot on the wing. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Well, we all know Steven Adams is one of the most physical guys in the NBA. He is so solid at using his body to pick up fouls.
So he can't get either to fall. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Eason against Williams. Eason down low.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Fifth team foul.
That free throw good from Eason.
For your Rockets, Eason.
Both good from the line that time. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. It was a tale of two teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm and flow from their perspective.
That concludes the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And as we leave you, let's take a look at our player of the game, Amen Thompson.